Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Real Estate Tips and Tricks. I'm Angela Fazio. That's Sam Staskal. She's my co-host, and today's guest is Dawn Forkenbrock from Arizona. Beautiful Arizona, by the way. If you're sitting in a cold state that's dreary, it's not dreary here, so you should come and visit. So Dawn is going to talk to us today about how do you keep in touch with your past clients after closing. And I'm going to tell you a little bit of statistics while people start to jump on. And this is just real estate, but any sales industry, this is all the same, all the same. 96% of all real estate agents fail at keeping in contact in a good way with their past clients, 96%, which means 96% of you people are chasing new clients all the time instead of taking really good care of the ones that already know, like, and trust you. So this is one of the most crucial topics we can talk about. It's applicable to any sales job. So if you are in any other kind of sales, this applies too. But Dawn's going to talk through. She's a very astute, very accomplished real estate agent, and she's going to talk through some tips on how to do this well. So Dawn, thank you so much for being on today and give us knowledge.
I love this topic because for a while I was bad at this. Like a year would go by and all of a sudden I'd think of someone and be like, I haven't talked to them since they closed on their house. Like, that is awful. And I just didn't know what to do. It was just overwhelming to me. And so I came up with a system. I love systems because they tell you exactly what to do, when to do it. And then you do it because you know what to do. So I have several systems in place for my past clients. So I'll just share them with you. So the first thing I do are handwritten cards after closing. I love handwritten cards. And by doing the handwritten card, it then triggers me to create a list for the following week after it's mailed. And I follow up with a phone call or a text message after the card has been mailed. And so the cards are the following. If they did give me a review, which I do email them after closing, asking them to post a review on Zillow and my Google page. If they do both, they get a handwritten thank you card with a $10 Starbucks gift card as a way to say thank you and enjoy a treat on me. And then they get a handwritten card after 1 week of closing, 30 days, 6 months, 1 year, 18 months, and then after that, every year. And every card has a script, so I'm not thinking about what to say. I might change it up a little bit, but that way for each client, it's pretty much the same thing. Like for 1 week, it says, can you believe it's already been a week since you bought or sold your house? I'm so happy for you and honored to be a part of your journey. May you make many new memories in your new home. And then that's it. And then after 1 month, it says something like, I'm sure you're getting settled into your new house. I thought you might need a little break from all the work you've been doing. Enjoy a coffee on me. And I send like a Starbucks gift card or maybe Dunkin' Donuts or something like that. And then this card, the 1 month card, is the only time I put a business card in. I put 2 business cards and it just says, P.S. I've enclosed 2 business cards, one for you and one for a friend. I love referrals. And that's it. All the other ones do not have business cards.
They're just personal in nature, right?
Yes. Yep. So then that goes all the way through 18 months. And then after that, it's every year they're getting a house anniversary card for however many years it's been. And then I'm following up with a phone call. So nice. People love these. I get tagged on social media. People will be like, I have the best agent. Look what she sent me. It's been 4 years since I closed on my house and she still remembers me.
Yes, so because nobody else does. Nobody else does. You're like one of probably 2% in the entire nation who does something like that.
And I just use a Google Calendar so I know when to send these and remember when their house anniversary is. So
go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was just going to say, so you have the handwritten cards and I love how you said, I've got all of the scripts already done. So you're not like, oh, I got to write these cards. I don't know what to say. No, you're following a procedure, just like you said. Yeah. So aside from like the thoughtfulness of the cards and the gifts and the little reminders, what other things do you do to keep in contact with people?
Yeah, so once they close, I use Homebot. I don't know if you guys have heard of that, but I would look into it. Homebot.ai. It's so cheap, and you can set them up where they get a monthly email with the automated value of their home. It's a tool they can use. They can go in there and put their interest rate. They can play with it to see how much payments would be if they were to buy a new house. I get an email every week showing me who the active people are and who the most active clients are. So you kind of get an idea, maybe somebody that hasn't moved in a long time and all of a sudden they're playing around with it or looking like what the rate would look like or payment wise if they upgraded. So you kind of know behavior wise if there could be a potential need for a new home. And I've gotten the best feedback from that. As soon as I started using it, people were like, I love this. Thank you so much. People are thanking me for it because they love it. It's like 20.
It's always fun to play around with pricing. It's fun to play around with pricing. I mean, I still go in there and do that, even though I have no, obviously I'd just call myself, but you know what I mean?
And I mean, it has my info on it, so they know it's from me. And there's a welcome email you can send out that it says like, I have paid for this as a thank you for your support or something like that. And it's literally $25 a month for, I don't quote me on it. I think it was like 1,000 people. And then after that, it's $10 for every 500 people.
That's not bad.
It's so cheap and people love it. Then they
What
also,
did you say? It was homebot.ai?
yes.
Homebot.ai. There you go.
And there's other things you can do in there. Like if you partner with a lender, they have a buyer one that you can do, but the lender has to pay for it and then sponsor you.
Okay.
But the one I'm talking about is for sellers, but I do both. People love it. I highly recommend looking into that, and it's cheap.
That's an awesome tip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I also do email newsletter every month. And again, it's systematic, so I don't have to think. I subscribe to the Cromford Report. And so Tina, she writes an article every month. So I use that article, I source that it came from her, and I use that little graphic, that cute graphic they put in with the little arrows and the houses and the percentages. So that goes in there. And then I have a
What was that called? Sorry, what?
It's from the Cromford Report.
Cromford.
And it's like a market report. And almost every market will have somebody who's doing a regular market report that you can just literally take from. Sometimes it's integrated into your MLS system and you can just get it from there. It just depends on your market.
Okay.
So I have the template. So it has my headshot and my branding, and then you just plug in the article and the graphic. And then every month it gets changed out what the featured listing is. If I don't have a new listing, I just reach out to another EXP agent because you can market other agents' listings if they're in their same brokerage with their permission. And I just use a listing that I like, that's in an area that I like, and that gets in there, put a couple photos and basic info and a price. That's it. So and I think,
okay, Dawn, if another agent were to ask you, what is the purpose of what you're doing? Like, what is your goal and why do you put these things in place?
it's to stay top of mind. I know that the majority of people probably see that email and are like, delete. But the point is that it's Dawn Forkenbrock. It says something in the subject about Phoenix real estate or something about listings or buyers, so that when they think of real estate, I want them to think of me, even if they're not reading it. And you know what? I don't care if they're not reading it. I didn't write it. All I did is copy Tina's article.
Right. Right. No, but you're absolutely right. I think that agents, they overcomplicate it in their mind, and which why they get paralyzed is they think they have to be super creative and they have to have all these amazing pop-by gifts and they have to do all of these big things when in essence, what you've said should make every salesperson who's listening feel like, I can do that. I have a Google Calendar. I can figure out how to do a newsletter that I'm not writing. I can go get Homebot for $25 a month, It's like, I just think, of course you can get more creative and you can get really personal, but if you're not doing anything and you add just those 3 things that you said, you're going to be beating out your competition. And that's the point. Stay top of mind.
So who are you sending the email newsletter to?
It's everybody in my sphere. So when somebody closes on a house, they get added into that. I don't add them into it until after they close, just because I don't want to be bombarding them with like marketing because they're in escrow or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But that's part of the closing process. Somebody closes, there's another system, another checklist, and then they get added into that. So I wait. I mean, obviously, some of the people are already in it because I might have a friend who I send this email to every month that's never done business and now want to sell their house. So they're getting it, but I'm not purposefully adding anybody until they close.
Okay. And are you sending it through? What are you sending it through?
So I was using BombBomb, where you can send mass emails. Since moving to EXP, I am changing everything over to KB Core just because it does offer so much. So starting this month, actually, I'll be only using KB Core for the mass emails.
That's what I use.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned before I love snail mail. So they actually get 2 other things in the mail every month. And this is something, obviously, this costs more money.
Mm-hmm.
So this was not something I did for a really long time. I just started doing this in the last year, and I've been an agent for about 7 years. So this could be something like maybe once an agent starts doing a lot of business and you have the marketing dollars, but I don't think people need to feel like they have to do this right away. I have 2 mailers that go out. One is to a group I call my VIP group. It started as 30 people, and it was like my top cheerleaders, the people that I felt confident would give my name out or do business with me.
Mm-hmm.
And they're little fun things or little gifts I'd send in the mail. Like for Valentine's, it was a branded postcard that was, it said, what was it? Something about germs. It was a real cute little saying, a Valentine's saying, and then it had pictures of conversation hearts, and it said, when the conversation turns to real estate, house, buy, or something, call Dawn for to get to the heart of the matter. And then it had
something cute.
Yeah, a little hand sanitizer.
That's funny. That's so funny.
St. Patty's Day is lottery scratcher. I'm lucky to have your support. And then as my business started growing, I add people to that group. So when somebody closes on their house, they get added to that group. So they're getting the fun mailer every month. And then I do what I call is a sphere postcard. It's a front and back postcard that gets mailed to my entire sphere. And it's not only about real estate, but I have something usually personal. Like one of them had a picture of my family vacation. I put a picture of my baby and a cute onesie that said, looking for a new crib, call my mommy. And so, these are people I know. These are people I've done business with for the most part, or they're also members of the VIP group, but it's a bigger group. And I'll do testimonials. I've done screenshots from listing videos and do little stats about listing videos. So I try to change it up. The market updates are in there, but I try to make it not just about like boring, here's houses I've sold.
Right. And you do that once a month. So it's something different every month.
Yes.
I saw something so cute yesterday when I was walking around. One of the neighbors had constructed a kissing booth, and there was a photo opportunity. So couples were just stopping by and taking a photo in the kissing booth. It was the cutest idea I've ever seen. I said, what a great neighborhood thing. All the couples, one of them came by, they're like, oh my gosh, it's our 1 year anniversary since we got engaged. And they took all these pictures behind the kissing booth. It was awesome.
Oh, that is cute. I love that. But yeah, people love those little cheesy little fun things that they get in the mail. So the other thing too I want to mention is also about having conversations. So not just like sending things in the mail, but like my VIPs will get a call or a text every month. And then everybody else in the sphere is at least once a quarter. And I think for a lot of people, they could probably do more than that. But I have a really large sphere and it's just not possible for me. I have over 2,000 people in there. So for me, that's what's working is the VIPs are once a month and then everyone else is once a quarter. And it's systematic. Awesome. You make a list every week and you go down, it's alphabetical. So you're keeping track of, who you spoke to.
So would you say that out of your sphere, how many transactions on average, because of the way that you work it, are you getting approximately per year?
Oh my gosh. I have it written down somewhere. I mean, I can tell you offhand, I have a whole system I do for Facebook marketing to my sphere, specifically to my sphere, not to leads. And last year I closed 12 just from that Facebook. And if I had
That's
a guess,
right.
if I had a guess offhand, I'd say probably from my VIP group alone, either them doing business with me or me getting referrals from them last year was probably around 12 to 15.
Think about that, you guys. You need to work
It's
your
huge.
sphere.
Yeah.
You need to work your sphere. And it's a matter of being persistent and consistent and implementing even these wonderful tips that Dawn has given you can make the difference, can swing your business over time. 30 transactions, that's huge, you guys. That's more than some of you are doing an entire year or maybe 2 years. So, concentrating and paying attention to your sphere is one of the most fruitful things that you can develop over time. So I hope Dawn has inspired you today, because she does far more than just what she's told you today as far as business. And what a great feeling to get to work with people that know, like, and trust you already, instead of always trying to build that trust with someone new. So take Dawn's wonderful tips. Thank you so much for sharing that, Dawn. It made it so approachable, the way that you gave us tips. So I really appreciate that approach.
Absolutely. I hope people get something out of it and maybe tweak it. And I mean, that's what I've done. I've learned from other agents, and you just kind of make it your own.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And you got some love in the chat. So you guys, as always, thank you for tuning in. We want to be a blessing to your business. We want to help you grow. Dawn, thanks again for being a guest today. And you guys all take care.
Thanks.
You.